Hi guys, so just wanted to say something that I haven't said in a long time. I have a poem that I'm going to say off the top of my head, and it's just going to come out in words that will not be able to be understood. And if it is, thank you for understanding. The poem I'm writing, or I'm going to write, is She Thinks, because lately I did something terrible. I dated a guy for seven months. He broke up with me after our 7-month anniversary on October 26, 2015. I remember that day because it was hell. I remember that day because I couldn't breathe. I was sick. I couldn't handle it. So, the poem I'm going to say, and I may start crying, and I don't want to be crying because he already has a girlfriend. And the fact that he has a girlfriend is because I hurt him. I'm going to admit I did cheat on him. After the fact, he made me wait for a month and a half. And then we tried. And I was already dating someone else at the time, and it just seems weird how I was dating someone and then all of a sudden he said he was fine and that he could get back together with me. After the fact, I had someone. So the poem is called She Thinks, and here it begins. She thinks every day the fact that she had someone and the fact that you came back. She thinks every day because she wonders why, every fucking day, why. She thinks because she thinks she hurt you by dating someone else, even though she couldn't take waiting. She thinks. She thinks because she's upset. She thinks because she can't handle the pain. She thinks because the way she treated you and how she hurt you, it hurts her. She thinks every day that she shouldn't be living. She thinks every day that she should be gone. She thinks every day because she cannot handle anything else. She thinks every day because she wants to die. She wants to take a bullet to her head. She wants to pull the trigger, and she wants you to sit there and protect her and want her and love her. It's not like she doesn't think. She thinks because she wants you. She thinks because she wants you back. She thinks she's sorry for everything she's caused you. Every argument, every fight, every word besides I love you or I miss you. She thinks the day we hung out, that Friday, January 8th, 2016, the day you guys had intercourse, the day, and then you found out she was talking to someone else. The day you had the girlfriend. It hurt her because she was trying to get you back, trying to love you. It's the day she fell apart. The day she found out you walked away, and she thinks. She thinks about that night every fucking night, and her stomach sits there and twists and turns into fear and anxiety, into something she cannot handle. She thinks because she's trying. She thinks because her not being loyal hurts her to the one she fell so deeply in love with. She thinks because she can't handle the fact that you walked away the day you told her you loved her. The day you made her world flip upside down. From happiness to depression to pain and to sadness and wanting to cry and wanting to give up and just wanting to crawl in a hole and die. She thinks about that day every fucking day since it happened. For the past 5 days. The fact that she thinks that you lied to her. She thinks that you were upset with her the whole fucking time. She thinks because she cannot handle it anymore. She thinks she should give up. She thinks that you don't want her. Even though you sit there and tell her she needs to prove to you, she needs to be loyal. She thinks she wants you, but her heart can't take the pain. She thinks because she looks at the snow and thinks about every memory she had with you, and she can't handle it. She thinks she should go to a doctor and get pills again because she wants to overdose on them. She thinks she should die by taking those pills and everything. She thinks she shouldn't love you, but she does. She thinks that this is goodbye. Because she doesn't want it to be the last time. She doesn't want those to be the last words that come out of your mouth. She thinks because she doesn't want to give up. But she wants to so badly because you don't want her. You don't want the fact that she hurt you. You don't want to accept it. And the fact she thinks about that day you walked all the way over here. In the rain, the pouring rain. And you picked her up like you did that day at the park. And she cries. She thinks about every memory since middle school that you have cost her so much happiness. But yet you have tore her apart. She thinks about every time you say, why don't you look in my shoes? Why don't you look at hers? She thinks that if she slit her wrist tonight and let it bleed out, you wouldn't come to the hospital. You wouldn't come to her funeral. You wouldn't see her all dressed in black. Black, purple, red, baby blue, all those colors at her funeral. She knows you wouldn't come. She knows you won't say goodbye, but she knows that you want to sit there and tear her apart. And it hurts. She knows and she thinks it hurts. She thinks that it's time to say goodbye. She doesn't want those words to come out of her mouth. She doesn't want those words to sit there and slip away. She thinks she wants to keep trying. She wants to try, and she wants to sit there and have you back in her arms. That fucking Monday, she goes back to school. She thinks she sees you walking in your boots. And the fact she has your shirt and is going to give it to you, she sits there And she wants to cry as she walks away after saying, look at both the fucking fuck faces. She thinks she's done. She thinks that if she says goodbye, you won't be in her life again. She thinks if she says goodbye, she will not see you in the hallways again. She will be in the ground. She will be in the ground, buried 10 feet under, not 6, 10, in a wooden coffin with black roses on her grave. Because roses, they're her favorite flower. And black, it's her favorite color. People may argue and say black isn't a color, but to her, she thinks that if she thinks black, all of the other colors will go away. She thinks those colors that you gave her are irrelevant. She can't handle those colors anymore. They are nowhere to be found in her anymore. You have destroyed the fact that those colors were everything to her, that you gave her the day she met you, the day she saw you. She thinks that she wants to give up and she doesn't want to try anymore. She thinks the fact that she thinks she does, that you don't care about her. You sit there and say you care about people, but she thinks you do not care about her. She sits there and thinks the words that you said to her, the I love yous and I miss you and I love you more and I love you too, all those words, she thinks that you never meant them. She thinks you gave up. And she knows she hurt you. She knows she has tore you apart. But she thinks if she tries her fucking damnedest to get you back, you will be in her arms again. And she thinks she's wrong every time she thinks this. She thinks. Goodbye, guys. Like and subscribe if you want to. I'm sorry if this made you cry.